I might need to rest my back a little bit here. But I'd feel good if I had that belt back on there. And that pulley. Now I think I know how that pulley goes on here, whether this way or that way. However, better to be sure. So what I'm going to do is go in the house, cut y'all off, look at the video I made while we were putting this in, and then make sure I put it on there right. So, be back in a minute. Boy, let me tell you, modern technology is a beautiful thing. I was able to go in there and pull up the video and magnify it and see when I pulled this pulley off. And when I pulled this pulley off, the tall side was facing up toward the motor. So when I put it back on there, I'm going to put it back on there like this. Now another thing it would have told me, you see those shiny scratch marks? Well, that's where I was using that little prize bar to try to get that off. So that would have also told me that that was the high side, because there ain't no shiny scratch marks on the bottom. Well, there's something there though. But, yeah, anyway. Alright, so I'm going to put y'all back over there. I'm going to try to slip that back on there and put the belt back on it. And then I might have to prise the motor around to get the bolts in it, but I think it could be a challenge to get the belt back on. You see this key? Well, this key has to slide up the shaft and stay inside that pulley. Now I could push the pulley up, but the key is only about this thick. So I could literally push it up and have it not be on that key. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little flat-headed punch. I got a little bag of punches over here that I keep together in one place. What I want is a more flat-headed one, because I don't want to scar that any. Let's see, like this one. See how that's flat-headed? So I'm going to put this right on that key. I'm going to drive the key up as I'm driving the pulley up, so that they both go up in there good and snug at the same time. From there, the clutch and everything will go on, but I need to put some bolts in the engine first. And I know that one of these bolts were longer than the others, one of these engine bolts, the one in the far back corner there. I'm thinking that's the one I'm going to put in first. And I may have to get some kind of a screwdriver or something and kind of prise that engine a little. As I can tell, I'll bring it over here again. That other engine had a little pipe that stuck out through the oil drain. And somebody put that on there, could have been my dad, so that when the oil drained, it wouldn't come out and run inside the frame. That's an acorn. I might put that pipe back on there when I do mine. But this one doesn't have one, but you can see where the engine is back. It needs to go forward probably about a ½ inch, because that needs to be centered in that hole. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get me a rod, a prize bar. I'm going to put under here, and I'm going to try to push the motor forward while I'm under there feeding the bolt in from the bottom. And that's how we're going to go with that. Well, this is kind of interesting. This was wedged behind the motor there somewhere. This is exactly what I was talking about, but it's not mine. It's one that maybe was originally in there, and he may have put a plug in that engine and because this thing was so scarred up here. Okay, I got the engine bolted down, I got the belt on it, I'm going to put the clutch on it, and then I'm going to plug in the wire on the clutch, and then I'll let this down. We'll do what needs to be done from the top, including putting oil in the motor. And before too long, we'll be able to crank it. I think that's the plan. Might be a good time to go have a sandwich and maybe even take a nap. Thanks for watching. Appreciate y'all. Keep your fingers crossed. Hopefully we'll hear it running a little bit. Like I got a wheel bearing or something that's dry on this side. Might need to check that out. Motor sounds good. Wanted to warm her up and then idle her down and then crank her back up. Do that. I might jack up that wheel, set it up on something, and run it. See if I can figure out why it sounds like that. It don't sound healthy, does it? Running though. So I like the way the motor runs. I'm not sure about that noise. I don't know if y'all could hear it or not, but it sounded like, I would say it sounded like a wheel bearing, but see, I don't know how the rear ends work on these exactly. So I'll just see if I can jack it up. Maybe run it a little bit, maybe listen to it, have a look at it. I don't know if these are single track. I think they are. recall, and y'all probably might remember, I spend a lot of time getting grease or oil or whatever it is in this rear end while I was up in Maine and while I had the body off of it, because I remember it was really difficult to get to a place where you could get grease down into it. There's no grease fitting here on this wheel, and there's none back here I see on anything. This is the wheel I bent trying to get it off to fix the tire that time. I can see by the end of the shaft here where I kind of banged on it and boogered on it and everything trying to get it off of there. I don't know, it's squirting oil. It looks almost like there's a bunch of washers between the wheel and the shaft. There's a shaft that comes out of the drive axle. Looks like there's 5 or 6 washers there. I'm just going to squirt them with oil and dig it out and ride on it some more. I don't know if that could be. It doesn't make that noise all the time. I think that other tire over there is about dry rotted. I may have to either cut it off the wheel and try to fix it without taking the wheel off, or try to break it and slip a tube in there. I'm going to ride it again and listen to it again. It seems slow to me, but it may just be that I'm not used to this mower. You know, this mower may not be very fast compared to that big one I got back there. If I let off on the hydrostat thing, it don't make that noise, but if I put it wide open, it does. When I let off on it, it kind of goes away. Maybe that's got something to do with it, I don't know. I think what I'll probably do is come out here tomorrow and mess around with that mower deck. I may decide to continue using it. It doesn't look like it's in bad shape, but and I may want to leave the other mower deck on the other mower, because I'm thinking, you know, where this is Dad's old mower and it's got some sentimental value and it's running good and the rear end's making a little racket, maybe I should limit the use of it. And it'd be pretty easy to probably get that other one going, leave that deck right on there and use it for a working mower, because it's got the same size deck and everything on it. And I could just kind of park this away somewhere, and you know, this could be my honorary dad mower, I guess you could call it. And I'll think about what to do about this tire. Watch and see if it goes flat again. I've got new tires on the front of it, so, and this looks like I didn't see any dry rot over here in this one, so that maybe I might have put a new tire on that one. But anyway, I'll save that for tomorrow. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me today. I went back and watched some of my old videos the other day because I probably watched my old videos when I rebuilt this mower, and it was fun to watch. In fact, I found myself laughing at myself because I kind of tore into rebuilding this thing and didn't have a clue what I was doing, and I was kind of laughing at me for being, just for being me. Like, look at you, you're doing all this, you don't have the slightest idea what you're doing, but you're going at it anyway, and you're having fun with it, and somehow making it work. So anyway, it's kind of fun to watch my old videos for myself. Alright, I'll stop talking now. I appreciate y'all very much. Boy, look at me. I need my hat on, otherwise I look balder than normal, don't I? Mercy sakes, I'm starting to look like Cutworm. Of course, that could be a good thing. He's a handsome feller.